Well, first I want to thank all of our students and fans for coming out and supporting our program and our team. The atmosphere was electric. It was a great environment for college volleyball and showcased some of the best teams, and we got a lot out of it, and obviously was very pleased with the weekend and winning some tight battles. It marks the first time that we've had back-to-back sellouts since renovating Gregory in 1995, and we want to be able to continue that and continue that for our fans, and we have that opportunity obviously to have our third sellout with Nebraska coming up in 2 weeks at home. So we encourage those fans to buy their seats because that will sell out once again. We're learning a lot about our team at this point. We've got this week we started our third lineup of the season. We ran more of a 6-2 with both of our setters running, and it gives us a little bit more balance and opportunities to control the ball a little bit better. We didn't win all the statistical categories this year, but we did win the serve and pass game, and that was a critical component for us to be successful. Both those teams are going to get a lot better. We know that we're going to get a lot better, and it just showed us in terms of some of the things that we need to do to play at a higher level. Some of you may have noticed that Chloe got the start on some of the nights, but that was more for matchups in terms of what we wanted to do against our opponents. So sometimes we're flipping the dial. We have 6 rotations, and we were looking to be able to get the right matchups with the right personnel based on what we thought would be successful. But we've had some great performances. Some players have worked really hard over the summer and throughout last year. Amy Neal is a local product that we are very, very pleased with in terms of her ability to contribute right now. She's a much more confident young woman. She's contributing in a lot of different ways, and it's fun to see her learn the values of the work ethic and getting back and playing at a high level. And I know that she's having a good time and making our team a lot better. But again, we're really thrilled about what we were able to do. It was an important weekend for obviously for RPI if all teams continue to win, but we're nowhere close to being at the level that we need to. There's some production areas that we are far behind in right now that we're going to need to get to in terms of being a championship team, and we will continue to work on that once we get back at practice tomorrow.
Anything in particular moving forward looking like that?
Yeah, with new lineups, you got to get some familiarity with your lineups and smoothness with siding out and in terms of serve receive, and we did a lot of that. We didn't get a lot of transition opportunities, so we had a lot of transition points for swings we weren't very good at. We need to get more balance at the right pin with some of our formations, but that'll come with time, and we need to get our setter middles in front of the setter a little bit more to get a higher kill production. We're about 12 to 14% below where we need to be, and we were similar to this last year. We feel like once we get some of our different play sets, we kept it pretty simple this weekend. We haven't run a lot of play combinations and things that we can do potentially with this because we just wanted to be good and disciplined in the areas that we were training for this week.
Coach, are you putting a lot of stock into this weekend or reserved about it?
No, the only thing that I really liked about this weekend is we gave up some point runs, and we had some opportunities to kind of take care of Stanford yesterday and Penn State and some opportunities, but when the game got on the line, I thought we were pretty good. I thought our team raised to a level that a little different level of execution, a little bit better speeds of their approaches, and we were able to score a little bit more. So we were pretty similar to this last year in terms of when the game was on the line. Our team took their game to another level, so I've got to figure out with my staff of how do we get them to have that little heightened awareness of playing with that sense of urgency all the time. And we're trying to figure out the continuity right now. It's good through points, and it's awkward at points, but that's what everyone's going through, as you saw this weekend.
You had some adversity in Hawaii, and then again this weekend. Are you learning that this team is resilient, has some resolve, or are you still trying to figure that out?
Yeah, we're definitely still trying to figure that out. We know that we've got a competitive group, but they've got to get comfortable in the rotations. They've got to get comfortable, and then they can focus. So many times you're thinking about other things as opposed to just competing and winning. And once they get comfortable with those routines and who's playing next to them, the focus can be even more so and build that confidence of what we're doing. But that's the hard part of this is we are playing so many tough teams, and to try to get some different looks with different players is difficult because obviously my job is to try to win and put ourselves in a position. But we've got some great battles going on. You got to see Sarah Haddis start against Stanford. That wasn't just a token. She's been working hard in practice, and we've been confident in what she's doing. We just got into a couple systematic situations where we felt we couldn't side out, and our opposites were struggling, so we needed to get some kill production in there.
What did you see as the biggest difference between Hawaii and then Penn State and Stanford?
Well, one, we are at home. You know, it's a big difference, and our fans had a big part in this. But we got better production from everybody. You know, our routines were a little bit better. We were a lot more consistent. I thought the first game at Penn State was a pretty high-level game. It was the most consistent. I thought both teams did a nice job with that, and they got a little erratic as the match went on. But you know, our continuity was better. Our defense was a lot better. I thought Pilar and Amy with this lineup gave us some great opportunities to be successful, and you saw Amy make some big digs in Game 5 against Penn State that allowed us to get some transition. So we're monitoring now, do we need some more kill production, do we need a bigger block, or do we stick with the same ball control and figure that out? And that's going to be determined here over the next few weeks.
I know you mentioned Amy, and she's a local girl. How happy are you for her? And I'm guessing that's the kind of production you're going to need out of her if you guys are going to go back-to-back.
It's great. You know, she's a winner at every level that she's been at, and she knows how to win. And now she's gotten a little bit of an edge to her, which is great at this level because she's as we call her one of our littles, and that's one of our smaller outside hitters. That's not the size and has the physicality, but she's got the game and she's got the arm and she's got the hand on the ball and the vision that can allow her to be very successful. So she's a component right now that we need to keep growing her confidence. But it's great for her to it's always fun for athletes that push through that barrier where they don't think they can be, and they get to that point and they get more confident and they can play at a level that they didn't think they could play at. And now that that is there, she's very, very thankful and she's very appreciative of the opportunity, but she's deserved it and she's earned it.
Coach, you knew it was going to be tough in the early going here. Are you pretty happy with where you are at this point of the season?
For the start, yeah. I mean, we figured we might take some losses. We could have been. I mean, both those games were on the line. So it's, again, I'm learning a lot about my team. The wins and losses are nice to have. They're important factors, but more importantly for me, it's more about learning about my team and how they fight and how they get to a component. And I thought they did a great job of that and made plays in the crunch that are good. But we've had no rest now with going up against a team at Arizona State that is 6-0, hasn't dropped a game yet, and statistically they're very, very good. So we weren't expecting them to be this good when we scheduled them, but they are now showing that they are, and so we've got another really tough match on our hands on the road.